Hi, I'm Gift, Developer Advocate at Cloudflare. Last week, we made a ton of exciting announcements during our Developer Week. Now, in case you missed it, here's a recap of what was announced. It's an exciting time to be a developer. With AI taking a lead in recent development, we're excited to share some of the initiatives that we've come up with around developing applications in the age of AI. We released a blog post detailing how AI will transform the who and what of programming. And in that post, our CTO shared the emergence of AI and LLMs in development today. Details from how we used to write programs from previous years to what it is today, and encouraging developer platforms to evolve to start implementing AI capabilities in their applications. We are excited to welcome Constellation to the Cloudflare stack, enabling developers to run pre-trained machine learning models and inference stacks on Cloudflare's network. We will maintain a catalog of pre-trained models for you to use, but you can also upload and train your own models. When you're learning a new technology or a specific framework, you will typically have a lot of questions to ask, and sometimes you depend on the documentation for all of that questions. Well, we're excited to assist developers in learning a lot about Cloudflare developer platform by adding an experimental AI assistant to our docs called Cursor. Cursor will help you answer questions you have around Cloudflare developer platform, so you can ask things like, what is R2, or how do I use D1. The assistant will respond to you with text, but also add the links to the direct documentation for you to learn more details. We've also added a new Cloudflare Reader ChatGPT plugin and also our Docs plugin to the list of plugins available for you to use with ChatGPT. The Cloudflare Reader plugin allows you to talk to ChatGPT about latest internet patterns using Cloudflare Reader. So you can give it prompts like, what is the current distribution of the HTTP protocol in Portugal? Or even ask, what can I ask Cloudflare Reader plugin? And you get some suggestions. On the other hand, the Docs plugin will let you access or retrieve information about the Cloudflare developer platform directly from the docs. So you can ask it questions like, how do I add a binding to my worker? Or what is this specific use case for R2? Go on ahead and start using either of these plugins if you're a current user of ChatGPT. When there is new technology, there's also going to be risk that comes alongside that technology, and the same is the case for AI. At Cloudflare, we've thought about this and we've compiled a list of tools that you can use to protect your AI application with our Zero Trust suite of tools. We've also written a detailed post on best practices and tips for securing your LLMs and also for building AI applications. If you've never heard of LangChain, it's a framework for developing applications powered by large language models. We're excited to release a tutorial that walks you through how to build your AI application using Cloudflare Workers and LangChain.js, and this will help you build more sophisticated applications using these tools. We're excited to release a new API called Connect that allows you to create outbound TCP requests using Cloudflare Workers. Standard protocols including SSH, MQTT, and FTP are all built on top of TCP connections. So it's important that we have a way for you to connect to your applications using any of these protocols. Using the Connect API, you can now connect to any database of choice, whether that is a Progress SQL database or a MySQL database. We're excited to announce database integrations with database providers like Superbase, Neon, and PlanetScale. This is very exciting because today you can now connect your database directly without setting up any credentials to start building out your applications. If you want to get started, head on to the dashboard to the integrations tab and select one of the database integrations available for you. Last year, we announced D1, our native serverless database offering. This time, we're excited to release new and additional features to D1 that allows you to take your application to the next level. D1 now has new features including time travel. Time travel allows you to revert your database to a previous version for over a period of 30 days. We've also introduced a new console interface that allows you to run your queries directly from the dashboard. Late last year, we released R2 Super Sloper in beta, a way for you to migrate data from other object storage to R2. This time around, we're excited to release it for everyone to use and make it generally available. We announced smart placement for workers and pages functions. Realize that if your application needs to talk to a database or an API that is not close to your user, it can still halt performance for that application. That's why we are excited to announce smart placement, a way for you to choose whether your application to be close to your users or close to where the data and resources are located. We're excited to announce that we've partnered with Snowflake to allow you extend your global data lake. You can now use Snowflake to query data stored in your R2 data lake and also load data from R2 into Snowflake. We've released a new version of Wrangler powered by Miniflare 3 that lets you develop your applications locally by default. Having a local development environment that mimics how your application will run in production helps you ensure that everything runs as expected before you deploy your app. We now have a new version of Pages build image in beta. The build system for Pages now includes the latest version of Node.js, Python, and Hugo for you to start developing with today. We also announced a whole new experience for our quick editor in Cloudflare Workers dashboard. This new quick editor allows you to edit Cloudflare Workers directly in the dashboard, and under the hood, it's powered by VS Code, which is very familiar to you as developers. If you've used Workers or Pages, sometimes you probably have asked the question, which one should I use, Workers or Pages? We are working on adding a unified experience for both of these product directly in the dashboard. Over the next year, we'll be working on improving the experience by converging both Pages and Workers experience in the dashboard to remove the friction of you choosing which one to use to build your applications. Previously, we've announced support for Node.js APIs in Cloudflare Workers like async local storage, event emitter, and buffer. We are excited to add 3 additional APIs that are now supported in Cloudflare Workers. They include the Node.js Streams API, Path, and String Decoder. We announced Workers for Platform last year, and we've seen a lot of adoption from different platforms using these products. We're excited to add additional features to Workers for Platform that includes outbound workers, custom limits, and tail workers. We also announced Secret Store, Cloudflare's new secret management offering. Secret Store will be a centralized location for storing sensitive data for use across all Cloudflare's products. We also announced new feature coming to queues to enable it to keep up with the processing time and don't slow down your applications. We're excited to add consumer concurrency and explicit acknowledgement to queues today. The Workers browser rendering API has now entered open beta. This API allows developers to programmatically interact and control headless browsers or create automation flows in their applications or products. All of these are some of the announcements we made on Developer Week. This is a recap, but I want to implore you to go check out all these announcements. The links are in the description below, and looking forward to seeing you all go build your applications with the new features and products that we've released this week. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time.